What are they going to do with cyanide?
They're going to just...
Yes, thank you.
They are extracting gold. Cyanide is used for extracting gold. They're planning to build a...
Cyanide is used for extracting gold. Yes. Cyanide is poison. It kills people.
Yes.
It's the easiest way to die if you want to commit suicide.
So that's why we are protesting.
I wanted to commit suicide once. I did. I ain't joking.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I did. Well, there's a stuff that you can put on your mouth and it just kills you. What is that? What is that called?
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
What they are trying to vote now, right?
But how are they using this cyanide?
To extract gold from the land, it's much easier to use this one because there's a chemical reaction. The cyanide, comes together with the gold, and after that, as a liquid, it's much easier for them to extract that.
And the after effects of this behavior, this thing, what is it?
Poisoning.
Poisoning land.
First of all, the
swimming water, everything.
Yeah.
Rivers, everything.
The rivers.
The woods are going to be gone.
Danube River.
Because the water comes into the mountains. The Bible says the water comes in the mountains, flows down through the mountains, gets cleansed, and then goes out to the rivers and back into the sea and comes back up again and back. That's what God said. Said it in the book of Ecclesiastes, I think it is. But this is ridiculous. This is madness.
They're planning to erase four whole mountains.
It's destruction.
In order to 3 villages, in order to build the gold mine. Currently, the government is changing the law and kicking people out of their homes.
And all mass media.
Yeah, well, they're good at that. They have the power over here that if the government want a piece of land, they give them a price. And whether they like it or not, they just take it. That's within our constitution at the moment. You know that?
They don't poison the land, at least. Because if you watch what they've done in Peru, they're the same with the gold mining, same businessmen are doing.
The Irish government have not told us why there were ships bringing nuclear materials over here many years ago. We still haven't heard anything about it. So. They do destroy.
Yeah,
they use it for cleaning needles.
Yeah, but at least when you said you were suicidal at some stage.
Oh, I was.
It was your choice, but now.
But it's not your will.
It's not our choice.
Oh, of course not. Yes.
So that's why we protest. And definitely lots and lots of people will be against it.
Where are they getting this cyanide? How much do they?
We make it ourselves.
Who makes it?
No. The cyanide.
What do you mean?
About the
cyanide.
Cyanide.
I don't know. Probably it's a Canadian company, I understood.
Canadian company.
Yeah. They're like 30,000 tons.
That's what we are told.
So the Canadians are providing the Romanian government with cyanide.
Yeah. I mean, is their company?
Well, then you need to also make a show of the Canadians because they're behind this.
Yeah,
that's what they say, but we don't have a proof. That's what really is,
You don't have proof, but you've heard it. But you got to find out who it was that said that.
Well, you see, that's the problem. Mass media is quiet. Nobody's talking about it, and they put some people in front of all this, but it's actually the government.
I looked on the news last night, and you know what? I couldn't even find that the fact that the Muslims had killed 100 children within the last while and raped the young girls and killed them after they were finished with them. And they're causing terrible destruction in the Philippines. Wasn't even on the news last night. Hasn't been on the news for a week. I got the info though.
That's what happens in Romania as well now.
If you go and try to see what's happening. Last week there were like 25,000 protesters. The mass media didn't show. Where were the protesters? Bucharest. Yeah, they were trying. But it's like, it's a joke what they want from us. We don't care. If the law is the law and we're going to follow. But the law is for them, it's not for us.
Have you rang up the local, media? Have you contacted anybody?
Some of us already said that they contacted or they send emails or whatever. I don't know. I personally didn't, but I think it's a good step to go.
You should ring them up. All the newspapers. You go online and you ring the offices of RTE. They're there. The contact numbers are there for the offices.
We contact different. RT was the only one to answer our request of paying attention to us.
Sorry? Listen.
I don't want to be back down by your bus. Thank you.
It's okay.
Okay, let's do it. I think it's a good idea. Sorry, sir.
Okay, you must be blind if you can't see it, but anyway, that's not the word.
Yeah, so RT was the only one answering our email or request of having something done about this.
The Independent have a phone number.
Yes, we got in touch with that.
Yeah.
What was the RT?
They sent and they rang. One guy tomorrow. They said they'll come here to see, but we don't know if they're coming or not. We're just doing our...
Is this your push?
No, it's the second. The first one was 1 week ago in front of the embassy. Yeah, for me it's the second.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good spot, you know.
I know. We're trying, you know, at least they can, some people can, you know, put the question mark, you know, in front of, you know, what's happening there, and at least there is a signal. There's okay.
I always put these little videos on Facebook, but, you know, not everybody sees your Facebook, you know.
I mean, Twitter is it's a good one.
Sorry?
More and more people do.
Yeah.
Do listen, I mean.
It's a pity we haven't got something online that would be more public. Do you know of anything? It's a pity we haven't got something online that'd be more public. Actually, do you know what you could do? You could go to the European Parliament's, you know, online thingy-majig, you know, the European, and you could send them an email.
Yeah, but they are corrupted anyway, because the answer from them was like, for the moment there's nothing wrong in that we can see in this contract and blah blah blah. So the same, if you go online and try to see what they've done in Peru, was a mess and nobody interfered with that.
You have to convince them that the water comes down through the mountains and is cleansed, but it can be polluted as well by cyanide.
The Danube River.
I've heard of the Danube River, yeah.
Yeah, the Danube River. People go, everything is everything.
Well, then you have got to convince, and you've got to do something like, you know, you've got to stand in these people's way. You've got to have sit-down protests. You've got to do something. Because if they start doing something wrong politically against you when you're doing a peaceful protest, that makes it more public.
Yeah, I know.
That's what they try doing in Romania anyway. They're from pushing people and they say, what do you do? Here is public space. Yeah, it doesn't matter, just go. And
well,
they push people.
you keep doing it, because that's the only way you'll get on the news.
Yes.
All right?
Okay.
I know it's an awful lot to ask.
No, well,
but
we do as much as we can.
But you know, God has given you the right to have dominion over the fowl of the air, the fishes of the sea, and over everything that creeps on the earth. He said it in Genesis, and he ain't just talking to Adam. Adam's dead.
Well, those people don't think like that.
Adam is dead. I have a voice, you have a voice, haven't you?
Yes.
Well, then you must let your voice be heard, because you know what? The liars will be sussed out by the people. The people will be the judges.
Yes.
That's what so-called democracy is all about. But democracy is allowing for corruption. Democracy is allowing for corruption. However, that's because man is corrupt anyway. End of story. We're all there's no one righteous. Yeah, of course they will. No one is perfect, but you've got to. You know what? You've got to speak out if you've got to get something done. I came over from England once, right? I had 3 children. I had an allowance off the government, and they didn't have an allowance for me, but they had an allowance for unmarried mothers. But a separated father, they had nothing. So do you know what? I wrote to the European Parliament and they changed the rules over here. You know what they did? It's not a non-married mother's allowance anymore, it's a single parent allowance. So I became a single parent and recognised for my money. And I've been taking it off the government ever since. And I'll work in a full-time job, or I'll work and take a dole as well, I don't care. Listen, they took my mother off me when I was 6 months old. They never asked me, do you want your mammy? I'll take everything I can off them. But the thing is, you have a right to speak out, and when your voice is heard by the right people, you will do something about this.
Yes.
All right?
We have to.
You will. So get those cameras rolling. I have a big camera in my bag, but it's for the church.